So unit 5 memory management part 2. Now we will see what is virtual memory. So virtual memory is a storage allocation scheme in which secondary memory can be addressed as through it were part of the main memory. The purpose of virtual memory is to enlarge the address space. With the virtual memory, a system can load a larger program or multiple programs running at the same time, allowing each one to operate as if it has an infinite memory and without having to purchase more RAM. So with virtual memory, a system can load a larger program or the multiple program running at the same time, allowing each one to operate as if it has an infinite memory and without having to purchase more RAM. So virtual memory can be implemented via demand paging or demand segmentation. So this diagram shows the virtual memory. It consists of memory map, physical memory, secondary memory. Now, how does it work? So, this diagram shows how virtual memory works. The first block consists of program address space. Second is the virtual memory map. Next is the physical memory and the hard disk drive. So, in most of the computer system, the physical main memory is not as large as the address space of the processor. For example, if the processor uses 32-bit address, then its address space will be 2 raised to 32, so it is 4 GB. In reality, the physical memory that we use in computer system is in megabytes and not in gigabytes. So we try to run a program that will not completely fit into the main memory. The part of it currently being executed are stored in main memory and the remaining portion is stored in secondary storage device such as hard disk. All part of the program which are needed for the execution are first brought into the main memory. When new segment of the program is to be brought and the memory is full, it must replace another segment already in the memory. Thus, an application program can run without any limitation imposed by available main memory. The techniques that automatically move the program and data block into the physical main memory when they are required for execution are called virtual memory technique. The program or the processor references an instruction and data space that is independent of available physical memory space. The address issued by the processor is called virtual or logical address. The virtual address is translated into physical address by the combination of hardware and software components. If virtual address refer to a part of program or the data space that is currently in the physical memory, then it is accessed immediately. If the referenced address is not in the main memory, then its contents must be brought into main memory before it can be used. So virtual memory organization consists of disk storage, main memory, cache, MMU and the processor. Now why we use this virtual memory? So why we use it? For the multitasking and for the large program. Multitasking means when a computer user opens a multiple program at once, the data for this program must be stored in a memory for quick access. The more programs are open, the more memory is needed. When computer's physical memory is full, the excess data is stored in virtual memory. A large program. The virtual memory allows programmers to create a larger and more complex application. When these programs are running, they occupy physical memory as well as virtual memory. So, virtual memory is common part of operating system on desktop computer. The term virtual memory refers to something which appears to be present but actually it is not. The virtual memory technique allows user to use more memory for program than the real memory of the computer. So here diagram is shown. It consists of CPU mapper, page frames, and secondary storage. Virtual memory makes it easy for the process to share a memory as all memory access are decoded using a page table. For the process to share the same virtual memory, the same physical pages are referenced by many processes. The page tables for each process contain the page table entries that have the same physical PFD. Now, what is the need of virtual memory? The virtual memory is an imaginary memory which we are assuming. So, if we have a material that exceed your memory at the time, we need to use the concept of virtual memory. It is temporary memory which is used along with the RAM of the system. So, the importance of next is the importance of virtual memory. When your computer runs out of physical memory, then it write what it needs to remember to the hard disk in a swap file as a virtual memory. If computer running Windows, then it require more memory or the RAM than there is installed in the system to run a program. So it uses a small section of the hard drive for this purpose. Next is the address space and memory space. The virtual memory is the address used by the programmer at the set of such a address. It's called address space. So an address in the main memory is called a physical address. The set of such a location in main memory is called the memory space. Thus the memory space consists of actual main memory location directly addressable for the processing. Next is page replacement algorithm. So in computer operating system that uses a paging for virtual memory management, the page replacement algorithm decide which memory pages to page out when page memory need to be allocated. So when the page fault occur or the required page not in the memory during the execution, The operating system has to choose a page to remove from the memory to make the room for the incoming page. So page to be removed is selected. If the page to be removed is modified, it must be returned to the disk, and if the page to be removed has not been modified, then it can be overwritten. So page to be removed should be selected carefully. The page replacement policy should minimize the fault rate, and the system performance is much better if the page that is not heavily chosen for the replacement. So there are several algorithms for the page replacement. These algorithms are the first in first out page replacement algorithm. Next is the least recently used page replacement algorithm, optimal page replacement algorithm, clock page replacement, not recently used page replacement algorithm, and the second chance page replacement algorithm. So there are some important terms like reference string. Reference string means the string of the memory references. It's called reference string. A page replacement algorithm is evaluated by running it on particular reference string and computing the number of page faults. Then number of page frame is one more term. Each process is allocated a certain number of page frame. If the number of allotted frames increases, the number of page faults decreases. The number of page faults depend on the reference string and the page replacement algorithm. And the third one, number of available page frames. Now hit ratio means the percentage of the times that the page numbers are found in the memory is called hit ratio. So the first algorithm is first in first out page replacement algorithm. This is very easy to implement. The first in first out algorithm select the page for replacement that has been in the memory the longest time. So here time is given from 1 to 12 and the pages P2, P3, P2 so on given here. So the first in first out algorithm is the simplest algorithm. It associated with each page the time when that page was brought into memory. In this algorithm, the oldest page is chosen for the replacement. This algorithm assumes that a page fetched into the memory a long time ago may not be used in the future. So first in first out algorithm gives a poor hit ratio. Due to the locality of the execution, there will be a regions of program or the data that are heavily used throughout the life of program. These pages will be repeatedly swapped in and swapped out by FIFO algorithm. So consider the reference string here, which is given 1, 2, 3, 4 is the reference string. Now the number of page frames here 3. So 3 pages can be in memory at a time per process. So 1, 2, 3. So here the reference string we have to write. So hit ratio is given by number of page hits divided by length of reference string. So here number of hits are number of page hits 3. So 3 divided by length of the reference string 12 divided, so it is 1 by 4.25. The first two references cause a page fault and are brought into the empty frame. The third page reference 2 does not cause a page fault, so page number is already present in the memory. So the algorithm for this is, first we have to read the initial values, that is read the number of frame, read the length of reference string and read the reference string, that is trace. Next is initialize. The array is initialized to -1 including that frames are empty, and the array is initialized to 0. So this is a FIFO page replacement algorithm. Next is least recently used page replacement. Now this replaces the page in memory that has not been used for the longest period of time, that is longest backward distance on usage. This algorithm goes well with the principle of locality. A page that has not been used for a long time is the least likely to be referenced in the near future. This algorithm can be implemented by maintaining the backward distance of each page. Whenever a page is referenced, its backward distance is set to 0. The backward distance of other pages is incremented by 1. So the working of least recently used, that is LRU algorithm, can be understood by considering this reference string is given here. So the counter interpretation, it has a every page entry has a counter, every time page is a reference through this entry, and copy the clock into the counter. When page needs to be changed, then look at the counter to determine which are to change. So the first two references cause the page fault and are brought into the empty frames. So at this point, the backward distance of the page number, the third page reference does not cause a page fault. And this diagram shows the LRU page replacement. Next, the least recently used page replacement algorithm keeps a track page uses over a short period of time. The LRU algorithm can be implemented by associating a counter with every page that is in main memory. Next is LRU approximation algorithm. So here reference bit is with each page associate a bit. Initially it is 0. When page is referenced bit set to 1, then replace the 1 which is 0 if 1 exists. So second chance is need replacement, clock replacement, and if page to be replaced, it has a reference bit is 1. If it is 1, then set reference bit to 0, leave page memory and replace the next page. So this is LRU approximation. Next is the OPT, page replacement. So optimal policy selects a page for replacement for which the time to the next reference is longest. This algorithm result is fewest number of page fault. The optimal policy select for the replacement that page for which the time to the next reference in the future is the longest. This algorithm has the fewest page fault. In practice, this algorithm is possible to implement. It is not possible to know the future access behavior of the process. So this algorithm can be at least at the best taken as a standard for judging other replacement algorithm. This algorithm can be implemented by maintaining the forward distance of each page. After every page reference, forward distance of pages in the memory is recalculated. So here is an example for this optimal policy page replacement. Then the clock page replacement algorithm. This algorithm uses the set of the frame as a circular array. One additional bit known as a use bit is attached to each frame. When a page is first loaded into a frame in memory, then the use bit for the frame is set to 1. When a page is subsequently referenced, its use bit is set to 1. A pointer is attached to the circular array of the frame. When a page is replaced, the pointer is moved to the next frame in the circular array. When it comes to replace a page, the operating system scans a circular array with use bit equal to 0. Each time it encounters a frame with the use bit equal to 1, it resets the use bit to 0. So the working of this algorithm then the NRU page replacement algorithm. In this, the two bits are associated with each page. These two bits are R and M. R is for referenced, M is for modified. The bit R is set whenever the page is referenced, and bit M is set when the page is written or returned to, that is modified. When process is started up, both page bits of all its pages are set to 0. Periodically, the R bit is cleared to distinguish the pages that have not been referenced recently from those that have been. When page fault occurs, a page from the lowest number non-empty class is replaced. Then the pages are classified on the current values of their R and M bits. Class 0 is not referenced, not modified. Class 1 is not referenced, modified. Class 2 is referenced and not modified. And class 3 is referenced and modified. Then the next algorithm is second chance page replacement algorithm. This is modified version of FIFO algorithm, that is first in first out. It avoids the problem of throwing out a heavily used page. An additional bit R is attached to each page in memory. A FIFO queue of the pages is maintained. In case of page fault, the oldest page is removed from the queue. If the R bit of the page 0, it is selected for eviction. Otherwise, its R bit is cleared and it is inserted back into the FIFO queue, and search for the page to be evicted continues. Then the advantages of virtual memory. The virtual memory allows the processes whose aggregate memory requirement is greater than the amount of physical memory, as infrequently used pages can reside on the disk. The virtual memory allows the speed gain when only a particular segment of the program is required for the execution of the program. This concept is very helpful in implementing multi-programming environment. Then the disadvantages of the virtual memory. The application runs slower if the system is using virtual memory. It takes more time to switch between applications. The less hard drive space for use, and it reduces a system stability. Then the next is allocation of frames. Each process needs minimum number of pages. For example, IBM 370, there are 6 pages to handle the move instruction. The instruction is 6 byte, it might span 2 pages. So 2 pages to handle from and 2 pages to handle to. There are two major allocation schemes, that is fixed allocation and priority allocation. So fixed allocation means it has an equal allocation. For example, if 100 frames and 5 processes, then give each 20 pages. And the proportional allocation, it allocate according to the size of process. So SI is the size of process PI. So S is equal to summation of SI. Now what is M? M is the total number of frames. Next is the priority allocation. It uses a proportional allocation scheme using the priorities rather than the size. If process PI generates a page fault, then it select for the replacement one of its frame, and it select for the replacement of frame from a process with lower priority. The set of pages that a process is currently using is called working set. If the entire working set of the process is in memory, then it will run quickly. The execution of the program follows the principle of locality of the reference. The locality of the reference says that during any phase of execution, the process references only a relatively small fraction of its pages. If the available memory is given to a process cannot hold the entire working set, then there will be too many pages, too many page faults. So this will cause the process to run very slowly. A program causing fault every few instructions is called thrashing. So working set model is designed to reduce the page fault rate. The operating system keeps the track of the working set of process. Information about the working set can be used by the operating system to reduce the page fault rate. Next is global versus local allocation. So global replacement means the process selects the replacement frame from the set of all frame, and the one process can take a frame from another. The local replacement means each process selects from only its own set of allocated frame. A local allocation algorithm assigns a fixed number of frames to every running process. In case of page fault, the algorithm considers only the pages allocated to the defaulting process for the page replacement. And global allocation algorithm dynamically allocate a page frame among runnable processes. The number of page frame assigned to each process varies in the time. In case of page fault, all pages assigned to a different process are considered for the page replacement. Global allocation scheme perform better when the working set size can vary greatly over the lifetime of process. If the working set size grows and local allocation scheme is used, then the page fault will increase. So the page size is an important parameter in designing a paging system. Determining an optimal page size depends on the several factors. That is, a large page size will reduce the number of pages allocated to a process. So this will remain a smaller page allocation table, and a large page size will increase the wastage of the space. So on an average, only the half of the last page allocated to a process is utilized due to internal fragmentation, and a smaller page size will increase the size of the page allocation table, but the wastage due to the internal fragmentation in the last page will reduced. So the wasted memory in the last page of the process due to the internal fragmentation is P by 2. So segmentation means pages are convenient blocks for the physical partitioning and swapping of the information stored in multi-level memory. The segments correspond to a logical entity such as program or dataset. The segmentation allows the programmer to view a memory as consisting of multiple address spaces or segments. The segmented organization has number of advantages. That is, concept of first one is concept of natural division program in terms of code, data and stack to handle the function call is preserved in segmentation, and a program can be divided into code segment, stack segment and data segment. Second is it is easy to share a segment by different programs. Third one, as the segments are logically independent, a program segments can be changed or recompiled at any time without affecting other segments. Next is properties of the program such as scope of variable and access rights are naturally specified by the segments. These properties can be used to protect a program from unauthorized access. So segments can grow dynamically. Certain segments, type stacks and queues grow during the runtime.